We're always taught as we grow up to be a leader, to lead. When you're running against dementia, you become a helper. You have to bend the way they bend, and that's the only way it's going to work. You have to adjust yourself to their life, and your life would be a lot easier.
I look at it now, the past couple of years, and I wonder how in heaven's name we did it all. I just don't know how we did it. It's not easy, but you have to rely on the people that you love. You have to rely on people around you. You have to try to take care of yourself, even though that's the hardest thing to do in the world because you're too busy running for them. But I don't think I would sugarcoat it, to be honest with you. I think I would have to tell them, get ready, it's not going to be easy, but you have to rely on the experts and you have to rely on friends and family to help you.
I think that the first thing is to educate yourself. Go to all the support groups that you can. They're very helpful.
Be patient. Care for the person and become educated. Get some knowledge on how to take care of these people. It's a different world. That's the most important thing.
You absolutely need a support group because you just have no idea how bad this is. When you're young, you have no idea that this happens to you.
I'm the guy that's having the problem, and I'm finding it a lot easier since I've gone to these symposiums. I call them symposiums, and I have taken out some books, and I found out I was getting very aggravated and annoyed, and I'd be yelling at her and all. And that's all gone now. I mean, that was at the very beginning, before I really understood what was happening. Now you understand it, makes a big difference in how you handle it.
You know, you don't really understand until you can actually see that brain and the progression of the disease. And nobody ever presented it to me that way. And since then, I can understand it. And you have to keep in mind that they really can't help themselves. And this took me a while to learn because, believe me, it wasn't all peachy cream. I had arguments that we've had fights, but through my journey, I've learned how to deal with him. And if I lose my patience sometimes, I'll just say, he can't help it. Do you think that he wants to be this way? And it helps me to get back down to the level that I could, that I need to be at.
The hardest part is adjusting yourself and your life. You have to adjust your life to a new life. It's a new routine. And you have to realize, and the hardest thing was getting up in the morning and have to change diapers and all. And doing clothes and washing. I never did housework when I was younger. My wife did all the housework. Now I do dishes, I do cooking, I do the laundry, I do the shopping. You have to do everything, and it's hard to get adjusted to that.
I didn't realize at that time, I've realized it now, that everybody's perception is different, and everybody's level of ability to care for that and to comfort the people are so different.
Well, I couldn't see it then, but I can see it now, that making the decision to place him somewhere was the best thing for him. It really was. Because he's so much happier and he's so much more vibrant and he's so much more alive than he could have been at home. He would pace from window to window. Wonder where his car keys are, where was his car, why couldn't he drive? I mean, there were a million things. His anxiety level was so high. And then he started to wander. And he just wasn't safe anymore. He wasn't safe. So if I had one thing to tell people, I would tell them, yes, I know you're going to agonize about the decision, but after they transition into the nursing home and they become part of the life there, you will see a happier, well-adjusted person. And for that, I know I did the right thing. It's terrible coming to the decision and having to actually do it. But if I was one thing I would tell people, I would tell them to do it, to not feel guilty about it.
Well, as I mentioned, I feel like Judas Iscariot, or Brutus with respect to Caesar, that I'm a traitor. And that's very tough, very tough. But I can't do this anymore. I can't take care of him. I have a live-in assistant who's been helpful, and I've had other people live in, but it's too much. I'm not able to do this. We put a stair lift in, we put a walk-in tub, made other modifications to the house. But the best thing I ever did, there were two best things. One, putting him into the daycare program at the vet center, and I mean that sincerely. That was absolutely dynamite. He never said he didn't want to go. Next best thing was contacting my attorneys. They showed me the way to have him be admitted into the vet's home, and that's what he's going to be doing on Monday.
My daughters already spoke to me about maybe thinking about putting Mother in a home. And I said I couldn't live with her being in a home. And I really can't. So I manage with what I can. And I can manage. But I need some help around the house. And now I have an aide that comes in and helps. And it does make a big difference. She'll do some of the clothes for us. She'll do she'll make the dinner. And she'll give her a shower. And that's a big help for me. And every night, when I put her to bed at night, I make sure I tuck her in, and I stroke her hair at night, and I say, "Who takes care of you?" She says, "You do." And we have a nice relationship, still.